All right, so Ion 2 dropped for Asia, specifically Korea and Taiwan, but you can play it if you're in the United States right now by making an account with Taiwan. It's not that complicated. Canon XO made a really cool guide that's really short and brief. I'll post a link in the description if you're interested in that on how to make an account. With that being said, this is going to be initial impressions up to level 10 because I just hit level 10 to speak about the game. And there's going to be some things that I talk about that maybe are negative, but also some positives. Basically, this is just for people that are on the fence about the game and just want to know a little bit more about it. So if you're here for that, you're in the right place. Let's just get right into it. So right out the gate, the character creation is extremely detailed. Like there's so many things that you can do and make your character really beautiful. It's actually kind of hard to make your character look ugly. It's possible, but they definitely want your character to be beautiful, whether it's male or female, it doesn't matter. The second thing is, and this is just a small gripe, and there's no specific order that I'm talking about the things that I'm talking about. This is just off the top of the dome. There's no script or anything like that. But one of the things that I had a gripe about right away was that I can't adjust the UI or the HUD. Like I can't make my chat go to the right. Everything is fixed where it's at for now. I'm sure there's going to be an update later on where you can be able to adjust things. But for now, if you're like one of those people like me that likes to adjust things and make things kind of your own, there's no way to do that in the game currently. The second thing is the graphics are pretty good. They're not like out of this world good, but they're pretty good. It runs on Unreal Engine 5. And so, you know, the kind of graphics that you're going to get are based off of that. So if you're against Unreal Engine or if you don't like the way Unreal Engine 5 looks, then you probably aren't going to like the way this game looks. But to me, it looks pretty good overall. However, it does seem a little bit dumbed down because from what I understand, there's a mobile version of this that you can play and also a PC version of this. And so there's just some things in the graphics that remind you like, oh, this is also made for mobile. So there's that. But overall, if you put it on max settings, which I'm playing right now on max settings, and you can see kind of the gameplay, there's like a whale in the background. There's, you know, it looks, like I said, it looks pretty good overall. I haven't experienced any load screens at all, except for when I'm like, you know, moving instances, I guess, or moving or fast travel, things like that. But outside of that, everything's been pretty seamless. I haven't encountered any weird, crazy game-breaking bugs yet. But overall, it's been pretty good. I'll just talk about the mounts here. These are the initial first mounts that you can pick. They call them pets, so it's a little bit confusing because at first I was like, oh, pets. I was thinking like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy 14. That they're just these little characters that are gonna follow you around, but pets are actually mounts in this game, and you have your choice between these three. The pets, or AKA mounts, are pretty fugly in this game so far. They get better, I'm sure, but the initial ones, like, man, they are not impressive to me anyway. A lot of people seem to like this guy. He has glowing eyes, and you know, he's kind of like a pig slash, I don't know what, cat maybe. I don't know. They're kind of hybrids, but yeah. So if you like these, that's great. But if you don't like these, then don't worry about it. You're gonna be able to get more later on. Also, let's talk about the cash shop. The cash shop is a little bit weird. It's let me see if I can pull it up. Hang on. This is the cash shop, so you don't have to opt in for a subscription. So there's 3 tiers. The first tier up at the top is a combination of the bottom 2 tiers. It's just discounted basically. So I'm gonna read what you're able to get. So you get remote storage available, personal trade available, Wind Breeze merchants available, the Odile energy charge 50% increase, which I'm not really sure what that is yet. Abyss access hours are doubled, which it seems like there's some sort of like time gate there, and that doesn't seem very appealing. So it seems like if you want to play more, you have to pay for that. So there are some limitations if you just go completely free. I'm not sure how limited it's actually going to feel until I actually start playing the game more and get into higher content, or higher level content, I should say. There's a market sale list registration that's available. Kuna exchange is available, which I believe is where you're able to exchange with other players. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. And the Odile energy cube selection count increase in expedition and transcendence. Basically more time gate stuff. So I don't see too much pay to win stuff. I've been looking for the pay to win stuff. I know like other YouTubers have talked about that there's like a pay to win Oh my gosh, can't speak. There's a pay to win system. I haven't seen that yet. I'm hoping that it's really not crazy. It may be like NCSoft. Just, I've had great experiences with Aion 1. So I really want Aion 2 to succeed. I really don't want it to be a pay to win model. I can't rule it out completely because I can't say. I will have a follow-up video later on that will definitely be able to speak to that. But for now, this is just level 10 impressions. Keep that in mind again. But yeah, I think the game overall is pretty fun. The combat is pretty smooth. There were some like laggy parts because you got to keep in mind I'm playing on a Taiwan server, so I guess it's normal to have some sort of latency, but it's really not that bad. Like even right now, like this is all in real time. Like I said, max graphics or max settings. So here you go. If you want to take a look at that, everything's on high. You should be able to see that. Yeah, you can see that. Everything's on high. I got DLSS running, and I also have the frame gen running. I got an RTX 5080 on my computer, so that's what we're able to get. But even look at the draw distance, like it looks pretty smooth. Like I was pretty impressed with how much you can actually do. The flight seems pretty cool. There is like a stamina gauge for that, so I don't know. You got to keep that in mind that you can't fly forever. Oh shoot, I might die. Okay, no, I'm good. So there's one. Oh, there you go. That's a different mountain right there. But let's fly again. So there we go. That, I guess I accidentally was gliding before, not actually flying. But it's the same stamina gauge. The patch seems to have fixed quite a bit though. It feels even smoother today than it does yesterday. There was a patch last night and wow, it just, I don't know if it's less players on right now or what, but dang, it feels actually really smooth. Especially with everything loading in right now. Like look at all the stuff in the background. Way out there, there's a whale and everything. I don't want to go on a tangent or anything, but yeah. I will say the combat is a little bit simpler than Aion 1. It does feel like it's action-based, and you can go to tab targeting if you like. I haven't used it that much. I actually prefer the action-based combat where you are basically attacking. Let me see if I can get into some combat here. Hang on. If I can find something quickly, I don't know if I will be able to. But look at the way things just pop in. Oh, also these things are really neat. Like check this out. Let's just do this. So these are like freebies. Like while you're on this thing, you just kind of travel to wherever you need to go and it doesn't consume your stamina gauge. So here we go. We can fight this thing right here. So the left mouse button is like your basic attack. And then the right mouse button is going to be like your spender. So if you look at my mana gauge at the bottom, you can see all the stuff, all my mana getting spent. And I can build it back up by pressing the left mouse button again. So those are the most basic attack, and I feel like that works for pretty much all the classes. That doesn't really change too much. So the diversity in classes doesn't seem to be crazy the way it is with other MMOs. My specific class is just, I'm basically a summoner where I pull out a little guy, I spend some abilities, and then I spend my mana gauge. That's pretty much it. So combat is very simple, like I said. And I'm pretty sure part of the reason for that is because, once again, it's a mobile and a PC release, not just a PC release entirely. But it is still pretty fun. Like, it's more fun than Thorn and Liberty and some of the other MMOs that have come out from, you know, in recent times. I'm going to hold out to see which one I'm going to invest my most time into, especially with Ashes of Creation coming out next month really soon, which is crazy because I thought that game was going to come out way later on. But I'm definitely going to invest into this game quite a bit because, again, I was a big fan of Aion 1, and Aion 2 just seems like the right fit. You know, I like Asian MMOs. I've always liked Asian MMOs, but I don't discriminate. I like Western MMOs as well. I guess the question that you're probably here for is, should you try out the game, and is it worth making a Taiwan account to play the game? I would say yes, especially if you have a PC that can run it pretty well. It's free to play. There's really not going to cost you anything except for your time. I haven't spent any money. I'm going to see how far I can go without spending any money whatsoever. I'm going to try to go as far as I can. I probably will invest into the game a little bit, not because I have to, but because I want to, because I want to support the devs in what they're doing. I know some people might frown upon that right away because they're like, oh, it's a cash grab. However, they did put effort into the game, and I really want to support at least what I'm playing. You know, I'm going to try it out for at least 30 days, maybe 2 months, and see what I think about it. Hopefully, it grabs my attention. I've been dying for a good MMO. I'm really tired of World of Warcraft. I'm not going to go back to that probably ever. I spent a lot of time there. I'm ready to move on. Graphics, good. Gameplay, good. Combat, good. There are a lot of US or English speaking players on the Taiwanese server. So if you're afraid of getting on those servers, trust me, it's not that bad. Like, everything's completely translated except for the voice, which is coming soon, by the way. So you can go into the settings and then go into the, well, hang on, where is it? You can go into the purple app, go into Aion, and then before you actually run the game, go to file scan, game settings, go to text, and then you can change it right here to English. Voice right now is in Korean and Taiwanese. However, they do say that they're getting the US or English version very soon. So that's probably already in the works. So you don't have to worry about that. But the entire game, the UI and everything is in English, which is, to me, was really impressive that we can play it right away. We don't have to wait for the 2026 release. But I probably will play the 2026 release because I want to play that version as well. But overall, it seems fun. There are some bugs. Give it a shot. I don't think you're going to be upset if you start playing it. If you go in just with an open mindset of like what the game has to offer, I think you're going to have a good time. There are some minor drawbacks. Like I said, you know, the UI is not where it should be yet as far as like that. There are some complications because of the different types of ways that you can buy things, so that seems a little funky right now. I'm sure they're going to optimize that later, but the game overall so far seems pretty fun. And I think if you're on the fence and you came to this video to figure out like, is it worth my time, or if you want to just hear opinions about Aion 2, I'm going to definitely make more videos on it, so come on back. But hopefully you enjoyed this part, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Ask any questions in the comments down below. I will answer them. And we'll talk again. Peace.